Three, two, one. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Lucky Lotus podcast, episode unnumbered.
Unnumbered. Yeah. How long do we go back? Oh, my name's Brijesh.
I'm Jimmy.
And how long do we debate?
For you first-time Lotus Eaters turning in, we call our fans the Lotus Eaters. We've been doing it since episode 1.
We're still workshopping the name.
I think they should be the Lotus Eaters. If you guys have a name that's not...
Chicken pakoras?
Chicken pakoras?
No,
the tikka marsalas?
Yeah, the G-spotters.
No, the geese spotters.
The geese spotters.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, y'all decide. Get in the chat. Comment on anything but...
Yeah, this is going to be a very unstructured podcast, and we're going to talk about one thing.
Ancient
aliens.
There we go.
Timeless topic. If you like aliens, you listen to this podcast. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about all the incidents. If you haven't heard about them, probably go look them up before we talk about them. That's a joke. How would you look up what you don't know?
Yeah, there you go.
I got you, chat. I got you. You just got chatted, chat.
So before we start, though, let me just put out there. I just got a haircut, and I went to go get a pack of Zen from a local gas station, and the guy looked at me and said, "You finally look like an Indian." So I don't know what that means.
Was this gentleman also of an Indian persuasion?
He was, but he seemed very happy, and it seemed like a genuine compliment. So I took it. That's what I want to look like.
You didn't invite him on the pod?
I've invited everybody in Memphis.
Yeah, Brijesh tells me that he's invited every single person in his contact list on the pod.
Yeah.
I think it's more like he's throwing out you-ups. Beer number 4.
Hey, you want to come on the pod?
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm making a joke about our 6 big beer segment. If you're a first-time listener, long-time caller, long-time voyeur of the pod.
We got a couple of those. We definitely got a couple of those.
I'm just waiting until someone in public that's not related to you in any business or family relations sees us and was like, oh my God, it's him.
It'll happen. It's coming.
He's the guy.
Can I get a picture with y'all?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, absolutely not. No pictures.
No pictures. Please.
Just be super mean to our first real fan interaction.
No, never. We'd share the love. Don't worry. We would take your pictures. We'd take selfies. We'd take whatever you want to take.
I will tell you, if you do see me and you are a fan, I love you to death. Thank you for listening. I am 90% of my life always in a rush. So if you'd like to run the errand with me, I will talk for you for the entire time.
And he did. So same here. Like, he knows that I'm always at India Palace.
This is a funny story before we kick off the ancient aliens topic, but Brijesh had a delivery he had to do before this pod for a restaurant, and we got to deliver the food. And I said, we got to do this 2-man op. So we got to deliver this food to this guy. And he just so happens to have a Boston Terrier named R2D2. Shout out that guy. But you have to ask yourself, what did this guy think when we both were delivering the food?
We were holding hands.
And then Brijesh talked to him for an extended period of time to the point where I had waved at the guy 3 times. Usually it's wave and then done, but you were man, hey, thanks for ordering. Yeah.
And if you're missing anything, I will immediately come back.
Yeah, and then would you have come back?
It depends on how mad. It really would have depended on how mad. If we were missing something, it's like, like
if you had missed the entree, but what about a side? Where do you draw the line?
It depends on the customer. If it's a regular customer, then it doesn't matter, rain or shine. We'll get you that samosa, whatever samosa you're missing.
I'd really like to tell everybody, like, someone's got to be like, "What the hell does this have to do with aliens?"
You're right. Let's get it into.
You're talking to 2 aliens,
legal aliens.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, nobody, ice Brijesh, please,
or Jimmy. Whoa,
why would brother! You see this mustache? They know red, white, and blue, baby.
Same here. Okay.
So we're going to talk about ancient aliens today. We got some ad reads. We want to thank our sponsors. You can find us on X, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, where you find podcasts. We're going to get on a service called Overwatch.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. One person is like, "You guys aren't on Overwatch."
Okay.
If you're not on Overwatch, it's kind of like if you ask somebody for money and you say, "You got Cash App?" and they go, "No." "You got Venmo?" and they go, "No." And they go, "What do you got?" and you go, "Zelle." Who the hell has just Zelle?
Dude, it's wild. It's been a handful of times that Zelle has come in handy, but only a handful of times.
Absolutely not. This is what Bitcoin solves all of.
Yeah. We're going to have somebody on talking about Bitcoin. Or we don't know when this episode
We
comes
have
out.
already had someone on talking about Bitcoin when this episode comes out.
Yeah, you're right. Already. We're already thinking the future.
We're podcasting in the future. You guys probably wouldn't get it.
But still, this topic is so relevant.
Yeah, so let's kick it off with ancient aliens. So we're going to talk about the top 10 alien encounters in the world that were documented and identified. Some of them are witnessed accounts. Some of them have empirical evidence, such as pictures. I'm not sure if I'm using the word empirical correctly.
No, you're right. No,
that's what I was saying. Just let the man cook.
You're cock blocking yourself right now, dude.
Dude, I'm just fact checking you. Fact checking me.
There we go. I'm a mirror.
I just need to know that you know that I know that you know you haven't got this all messed up.
Big brain. He very big brain.
So we're going to talk about several events. Then we're going to move into some biblical applications of this. And we're going to move into some
applications.
Implications. My bad. We're moving some biblical implications of this, and we're going to move into some. What is the scripture for Hindu?
So it's going to be the Vedas.
Okay, we'll talk about the Vedas.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to freeform off the dome until things stop getting interesting. Until you can,
you'll notice.
Until you'll notice that you could not cut the tension because there is none.
Yeah, until you click off.
All right, so let's move through the top 10 alien encounters of all time. Once you take the even ones, and I'll take the odd ones, starting with number 10, ancient aliens.
Hit it. So I'm taking the even.
You're taking the even, and 10 is an even number. We struggle with numbers on this podcast.
I don't know
if you
why.
If you have not seen big, here's what we'll do. We'll go back and forth. We'll do a 2-person snake draft back and forth.
What number are we on?
You go number 10.
So number 10, the USS Nimitz Tic Tac UFO encounter. So this is the most recent documented or not most recent, but most publicly validated recent event.
Yeah, once the guy who documented all this, Commander David Faber. Yeah, once he went on Joe Rogan and talked about this, I think it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so a little bit of back story. So I guess, okay, I'm just ripping off the top of my head now.
Rip it off the dome. Come on, baby.
So when Faber was on, he was talking about when he was in the Navy, he was a fighter pilot, that they had so many encounters with these tic-tac shaped objects in their flight path that the Navy had a protocol to how to avoid any interaction with these Tic Tacs. This is how prominent it is.
A top secret protocol.
This is but these Tic Tacs have been documented since the 1930s. Mm-hmm. And biggest thing is, even since then, we don't know what they are. They apparently defy physics. They can move at Mach speeds that would make anyone into gelatin. We don't have any technology to reproduce what they can do.
What if these aliens invented the actual Tic Tac candy to just shove it in our face every day that they exist?
I would not be surprised. That would be a great joke.
Who came up with Tic Tacs? That's a weird invention. And they also make your breath far dirtier. You know who loves Tic Tacs?
Who?
Trump.
He loves Tic Tacs? How do you know that?
He loves
Diet Coke, right?
He loves Tic Tacs and Diet Coke, and I believe he loves the orange ones. No pun intended.
I do too.
He loves the orange ones, and Tic Tacs are one of the only breath mint things that is guaranteed to make your breath smell worse due to the high sugar content.
Yeah, you're right, because it's the bacteria in your mouth.
Yes, exactly. So it's not like a minty. It's ooh, this is a sugary dessert.
So what are you saying about people that eat Tic Tac?
It's just candy in a jar.
Okay. Well,
now back to the Tic Tac that you're talking about, and then I'll let you take this away. The Tic Tac, when it goes underwater in this encounter, is the reason that people think that there is an underwater base for these aliens.
Yep. So it's what's the percentage of the ocean that we've explored? Next to almost close to not zero.
We got to get it right, because if we do not get this right, I'll look it up. You just keep riffing, baby.
So the percentage of the ocean that we've explored is next to nil. We know more about the moon surface than we know about the depths of the ocean. And another big speculation of why these devices or these objects would be traveling through the water and been documented in the water is that there have been no, once they're in the air and once it goes subsurface, they don't make any ripples. They don't actually interact with the environment they're in. And they're just thinking if you're going to have some type of, if you had an alien craft, of course you would hide in the ocean. That's the best place to hide it.
I've got the air horn of truth coming out on the podcast.
Okay.
We've got a fact check.
Hit me.
There's only been 20 to 25% of the ocean has been explored and mapped in great detail, according to recent estimates of oceanography. It is a highly contested percentage. Vast majority remains uncharted due to its depth and challenging conditions.
Okay, makes sense.
Shout out those guys that died in that sub.
Oh, the Titanic.
Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate, yeah. Dude, okay, side note. But apparently they died so rapidly that they didn't even have time to...
Oh, yeah, they got ripped inside out. But what were they in? A device that looked awful like a Tic Tac. If we find out these aliens are using Logitech controllers, I'm going to lose it.
Dude, would you? Oh,
Did you see after the explosion and everything and they're at the bottom of the ocean, the Logitech controller survived? It's like on the bottom of the ocean.
The sales of it apparently like went up tenfold or something afterwards.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, but these Tic Tacs... the craziest thing about it is that the Navy has a protocol to how to avoid any encounters with it. These they defy any like physics that we like current physics that we have right now. They're apparently not only like when they have a radar lock on here, they can disable the radar lock, but they also don't like produce any thermal heat. They apparently remember when Bob Lazar, when he was on Joe Rogan,
name drop.
He was
Bob Lazar.
We would love to have you on, Bob
S4.
Lazar. But he was like just saying that the way these devices work, these anti-gravity engines, they aren't like a typical propellant where you have something coming out in the back end. It's basically warping space and time. That what it's doing is like imagine a bowling ball on a bed, and that you press down on, and that pressing down like causes the bowling ball to move. That's the same concept.
Time. I'll tell you something. I couldn't be an alien spacecraft because I got a lot of propellant coming out of my back end.
You better not be on this pod.
Better not be in this house. But Josh is like, you go do that at your house or a gas station.
We have a rule. We have a rule. This man scared me multiple times. Hey, I got to rip it.
For the podcast, when he was on Joe Rogan, the person who witnessed this Tic Tac event, he went to show Joe Rogan like the photo he took on his iPhone. He neglected to mention that he's one of those people that does not upgrade their iPhone until it breaks.
Yeah.
So he has like a perfect iPhone 4 and iPhone 6.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of that episode is he shows Joe Rogan the video, but it's in like whatever technology was in the iPhone 4 through the iPhone 6.
Yeah.
And you can barely see it. And you just see Joe being like, This is it? This is the evidence? And he was like, yeah, look at the video.
That's such a bad moment.
It would be like if you took it on a Razor and was like, don't worry, I got it recorded on my Razor phone.
Yeah, that quality. Well, whatever it is, it's maybe that speaks to more his character too, how genuine he is. That it's these fighter pilots, they're highly trained. They, you're selected. There's a huge selection process. That even goes to you becoming a pilot. So.
Now, we are not experts on all 10 of these, and we will not be diving into the 10 of these.
Yeah.
But, part of this was that they saw them near the water.
Yeah.
And then they saw them, I believe, near the airplane that they were in. And then they lost them, and you know where they were when they found them?
It was in the ocean, right?
No, it was exactly where they had started the mission for everything, like the start of the mission. So it was like basically like it was mocking them and moved back into the exact same spot.
So when these fighter pilots are having their test or their training in the air, they have these things called a cap point, where there's apparently like you're supposed to meet at this cap point. It was the designated cap points between you and your squadron. So the fact that they even knew where they were going to meet, the fact that whenever radar will lock on, that would disengage it, which is an act of war. And on top of that you couldn't, they still couldn't like explain the rapid speed that was going from 80,000 feet down to the surface of the ocean in like in a blip. That the scariest part of all of this is around a military like complex. Like, what are these foreign objects? What are these drones that are here? Like, what's like why are they what's the word? What are they doing here? You can't explain what it is, but they've always been there, always been observing. This is that was in 2004, but currently, do you remember the New Jersey drones?
The New Jersey drones? Oh yeah. Well,
do you remember that?
But they revealed that was actually government equipment. They said that like the first day of the Trump administration. They were like, okay, so that was us.
Yeah, but it's crazy to think because weren't those vehicles moving at the same?
Right, but they had technology too, where like if you took a civilian drone and flew it near that aircraft for the U.S. military, per the current administration, they would shut down. They had some sort of like EMP pulse where they were shutting down and taking the battery out of the drones.
Yeah, and apparently one of the drones had crashed onto a highway too. The crazy thing about the whole New Jersey incident was for how long it lasted. And how great the cover-up was. Like, it's, do you know the concept of the Overton window?
No.
So Overton window is basically, our like current political field that we're in right now. We're talking about we were just talking about Iran, for example, right? And that was on top of our head, but now that was like 2-3 news cycles ago. New Jersey, that wasn't that was last year, early last year, or late last year, and we're already done talking about it. We already moved on from it. It was just such a massive incident where it was undeniable. So many civilians actually saw these drones and the way they were operating. Like, why? What was the intent behind it, even if it was a military exercise?
They say that there's a rumor that nuclear material is missing from a train in New Jersey, and it's on a train and nobody knows where it went, and they still don't know where it is. It's kind of like, if you look it up, I think there's like between 7 and 10 nuclear warheads that they can't account for. That number could be wrong. I think it's like 4 actually, but it's like lost in the fall of Russia and just other stuff.
That's scary. That's very scary to think.
Yeah, it's very scary to think that there are things out there that we don't understand.
No, I mean, if we were going to go down that angle about nuclear warheads or like just nuclear...
well, aliens love nuclear bases.
Yeah. There have been multiple accounts where they've shut off these bases from launching their nukes, or they've actually turned on the procedure to launch the nukes. So it's just... I don't want to dig too deep into it, like what their thought process is, but this could just be a way of them saying that we can, at any moment, we can shut down your devices or we can activate them. Mm-hmm. We have that ability.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're blowing up pagers with Hamas. I think they could blow up our iPhones if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's been number 10 on our Ancient Aliens list. We're going to move on to number 9, which is mine, which are the Phoenix Lights.
Ooh, tell us
I have
about it.
2 first-hand accounts of people seeing the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah.
That would be my Uncle Mark and Aunt Diane. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out Mesa, Arizona. You in there, chat.
Dude, we always talk about Arizona.
They're gonna not know what I'm talking about for Arizona for chat.
Okay.
We love you, chat.
But we know. That's what matters.
Shout them out. Are you gonna shout out my
shout
aunt?
out? Shout out your uncle and aunt.
Shout Uncle Mike and Aunt Dionysus.
You're making
It's Uncle Mark and Aunt Diane. I just said it.
Yeah. We're Dionysus. You're pulling my leg.
I got
You're pulling my
That's
chain.
So this happened March 13th, 1997, between 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. Phoenix, Arizona. Thousands of people witnessed this event.
Yeah.
And it was just chalked up in the end of lights over the Phoenix sky as military flares, which people that were in the military, people that were civilians, they said, there's nowhere there's their flares. They lasted way too long.
Yeah.
Everyone witnessed them and their size and their movement and their patterns. You don't drop flares in like a triangle formation.
You don't. And the other thing was the scope of it was so huge that it doesn't make sense that you have flares like that. It will last in the air that long.
Oh, yeah. Undeniable. And then like Phoenix has one of the cleanest airspaces because of the weather and stuff, just like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's kind of just one of those things where it was the government went so far into the disinformation, not the misinformation. Like, hey, you're misinformed. It's no, that didn't happen. No, this is that.
So you're saying your aunt and uncle were in like a different county and they were able to see it too?
Well, Phoenix is a very big metropolitan area, but it was visible for miles in the sky.
That is crazy. And then just to kind of chalk it off as like, hey, you don't know what you're... That's what I mean. Like, this is just like a New Jersey drone incident where you have this colossal like skycraft. It's undeniable what you're seeing. And then even the mayor, didn't he come out?
Yeah, that's right. The mayor came out and tried to be part of the denial. And then he came out later saying he was pressured to give that statement.
Yeah, it's just, hypothetical, if the government came out, which they have told us that they've recovered crafts of extraterrestrial origin that are not ours. Some of them were collected at ancient...
Speed models. Some of them are like a cargo van. Some of them are a Jeep Wagoneer.
Do you know what they call them?
What?
These crafts that they recovered, they call them donations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's another weird term for it too. So basically, they were recovered from ancient sites. They were recovered from all across the world. We apparently have 10 of them. And it's just, my thing is like, okay, say you were like 1,000 years ago, someone showed you a Corvette. You don't know what a Corvette is. You don't know how it works. But you have enough time to be around to kind of like play around with it. Maybe that's what's happening with us, that...
What if they're so advanced that it's actually time travel and this is them reaching back out to us to tell us something and they can't interact with us the same way that Matthew McConaughey couldn't interact through the bookcase of Interstellar?
I mean, that's a good point. For the longest time, we thought,
What if they are us in the future?
That could be it. I mean, there's so many rabbit holes we could go down. One of the biggest things.
Oh, we're down one right now, baby. There's not. We're in one.
We're cooking.
We're in the thick.
So what was it? for the longest time, maybe this was a red herring or just like because of the knowledge that we have about space travel, they would come from space. But the way they describe these crafts, why can't they just rip a hole, like go through interdimension, like come through interdimensionally? Because have you seen Pacific Rim? Mm-hmm. So you know how the aliens didn't come from space.
What are the aliens called in that movie? Some of the G. I gotta look this up. You keep ripping, baby.
They're called. Okay, never mind. But it's just they ripped a hole through space, and they came through that hole from the bottom of the ocean. So it's just I don't know. We just have to reframe what we think about ancient, like what is it? Not ancient life, just alien life in general. What the possibilities are, because you know how you said, how do you even ask a question that you don't know to ask? Kaiju. How like what you were saying, like we don't even know what questions we should be asking about these ancient or not ancient, these aliens or extraterrestrial life.
Right. In the whole thing about aliens for people that are non-believers of aliens is the chances that we are the only intelligent life in the universe are astronomical. So just from an odds perspective, it would be far more that we are the only people versus that we are not the only intelligent life. That's the aliens chiming in on Brajesh's phone saying, cut the pod now.
Cut the pod. Yeah, no, it's like you're right about the astronaut. Like it would be to consider that we're the only galactic life like source in this galaxy is ridiculous. And to also like you have to consider that it's because of the technology that we have right now. We can document so many cases, but this hasn't just been happening now. This has been happening all throughout human history. That multiple people have like. We talked about previous pod, 1561, the Nuremberg sky battle.
We'll get there. He's plugging another one that's in the list that he clearly has not read.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and hit him with number 8, the next even number.
Okay, here we go. So this is the Rendlesham Forest Incident. This happened in December 26th through the 28th in 1980. And where did it happen? It happened in Suffolk, England. I'm so messing this up.
It's Rendlesham.
No, Rendlesham. No, I'm saying Suffolk.
Suffolk?
Maybe.
That's for British people. Tell us what we're doing here.
Or my uncle.
Tell us more about
watches.
Kazakhstan.
Okay, so U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at the RAF Woodbridge reported lights descending into the forest. Several men claimed to observe a landing craft, strange symbols, and radiation, sometimes called the Britain's Roswell.
Yeah, so for this one, I had read a little bit before we did this pod. I was not familiar with this incident, but apparently it's a very popular European, specifically British topic. It's their version of our Roswell. The difference between, I was reading a very interesting article about it that was saying the difference between these are military documented events. So this is more close to the Tic Tac incident than it would be our Roswell. Yeah. Because Roswell, I believe, is a farmer that was like calling people as like, you guys should get out here.
Yeah, and even then, at first they were like, "Oh, this material." In Roswell specifically, they were like, "Oh, this material, it isn't made by humans." And then, what is it? Maybe a day or two later, like, "Oh, it was just weather balloons that we've."
But let's stick to this one.
Okay, so this incident right here, it's happened in Britain. Most people think that U.S. is a hotspot for alien activity, but it happens all across the world. Our government is a lot more strict about the information that goes out about it. But what I've noticed around like Europeans or like other people across the world, their governments are a lot more lenient. Like they will provide the information that you ask for. And like these mysterious lights that came out of nowhere that descended into the forest. Mm-hmm. It's crazy again how like we always talk about like there's multiple military incidents, like documented incidents where you're interacting with. I mean, you work in the military, you understand the capacity, especially the Royal Air Force. They know what your like current technology can do. So seeing something this out of left field,
especially for military people. Yeah, another thing like the Tic Tac incident that we were talking about before that happened in the U.S. for the naval carrier, or the naval pilot.
Yeah,
we were talking about for this incident specifically, it involving the military, and then also a red light descending like throughout a forest that they couldn't identify. And there was a bunch of other, the whole reason I bring up the USS Nimitz that we were talking about was for this specific event, they had mimicking transactions. So almost like Natalie Portman from Annihilation, if you ever seen that. If you tipped your wing, the thing would tip its wing, or like it would do the same motion that you're doing. You pull up, it pulls up. So it's literally just messing with you.
Okay. And so even though we're talking about Britain, I want to bring up one other incident that was
Okay.
also just as crazy.
Are you sure it's not on the list?
No, it's not.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So this happened in the Soviet Union, and this is a declassified CIA document.
Can we even listen to this because it's from the Soviets?
They document. It's crazy. So chat can take what it wants from it. But the incident was called a Stone Soldiers Incident, and it was their Soviet UFO encounter allegedly. Okay, so this happened in the 1990s. Location undisclosed military base in the Soviet Union. Okay, so soldiers shot down a silver disc-shaped UFO. 5 humanoid beings emerged from this wreck. They merged into one glowing sphere and emitted a bright flash. And 23 soldiers were instantly turned to stone, and only 2 survived. The petrified bodies were allegedly sent to a top-secret lab near Moscow. And why this is cited, this is the first known incident, or not known, alleged known incident, where extraterrestrial life, they attacked human beings directly.
They were petrified.
Dude, that's gotta be...
Thinking they could not stand without you by their side.
Yeah.
But they spent so many nights thinking, do I exist? How could you do me wrong? And I grew strong.
Dude, you know what's crazy about your references? Even though I know the song, my mind goes blank. Every time.
It's probably due to my animal magnetism.
I love it. But yeah,
that's pretty crazy. If you also think about that, you know what that reminds me of is basically like the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where she looks back and she turns into a pillar of salt.
I mean, we're jumping.
I know. Do you know about that?
Yeah, like what's the Find Me 10 Good Men? And
yes, that's right.
Yeah,
in Sodom and Gomorrah.
And it's he was told not to look back. If you do, you would be petrified.
And his wife looked back.
Dude, but that is crazy. Like if even in biblical, like we're talking about the Bible, right? Even in the Vedas, incidents like these that you can't describe, and the best way to describe is God's wrath. And this is like verbatim. This sounds exactly like what happened. What happened to these soldiers? Instantly petrified, instantly turned into like a pillar of salt, or like however you want to describe whatever element. But
I love that kind of Medusa feeling to it, where like if you look at the aliens, you'll turn into stone. Yeah, that's what I like. That's kind of also the plot of that Jordan Peele movie about aliens.
Okay,
I think it's called Help.
You're at the Greek angle too. Mm-hmm. She emits a light, and that light turns into stone.
Right, which one of our 9th grade English teachers at our high school said, do the Greek stories of mythology sound weird, or does it sound like their version of science? Like they're trying to explain to us what they know?
No, I mean, dude, whatever it is, seeing the soldiers you're with or your buddies that you're with instantly turn into a pillar of salt or like get petrified, what's got to be running through your mind? Like there's no technology that we have right now that we know of that could turn us into salt. It's just got to be the fact that we don't know what exactly is going on adds to the mystique of everything else too. I can see how this can be included into some religious texts as well. Oh, they were sinners, they were this and that, so that's why God punished them. Like it's a simple explanation, but you're right, it's their science.
I love your glasses because speaking of ancient aliens, you got the perfect like Indian Twilight Zone thing going on over there. Imagine a world without space and time.
What is it? Welcome to Twilight Zone at pits of man's despair and the height of man's knowledge. Mm-hmm. We're here in the twilight. I messed that up badly.
But that guy's smoking cigarettes the entire time.
I love the Twilight series. The old ones were really good.
They're a lot better than the stuff they're putting on TV now.
Yeah, there's
nostalgia. Oh, shout out.
You know, we should do an episode about the old Twilight. Like watch a couple episodes and talk about.
Yeah,
that.
They have one. My favorite one that's about aliens, where the aliens come to Earth and they're trying to translate the book, and they find out it's how to cook humans, and then they thought it said how it's to cook for humans. I'm probably butchering that.
Yeah.
But then they find out that it's a cookbook, and they're abducting people to eat them.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like, eat the food.
Again, it's
fatten yourself.
Yeah, become the chickens.
What would be the worst way to die from an alien? I think being eaten would probably be pretty bad.
Dude, getting probed and then eaten.
Probed and then eaten? Well, did they give you a cigarette first?
Like, I don't know. It's like there's a skit on SNL who is it? Ryan Gosling's in it, and they were describing their encounter, or like,
I know what you're talking about. And he's the guy that's like, I was probed.
They picked me up at a 7-Eleven.
They busted a guy. I saw this on social media. I don't know how true it is, but they busted this guy that confessed to basically drugging people and then probing them and pretending to be an alien. It's just like the crop circles. Like some guy was like, dude, I can make a crop circle overnight, and he just uses a piece of string and two boards and breaks the.
Which like there are incidents where the crop circles, like there are some that like go out of their way to make that image, but there have been studies done what happens to the actual plants that they're so interwoven that it doesn't make sense for like the crops or like someone to actually just go out and press it.
Well, yeah, I think you just can't underestimate how smart ancient people were that traveled by like stars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't really believe in the belief that those animals that they carved in the mountains in South America that were like impossible, that look like runways.
Yeah.
They're like, how could they have done this? It's like, well, they built the pyramids, or did they?
Well, dude, it's like, okay, I guess we're getting into little ancient humans too, or ancient civilizations.
You're right. Why don't we get back on topic and I'll move on to number 7.
Okay, you're right. As I'm about to like spit out what
he's cooking.
it.
Burjesh's been waiting for this episode for his entire life.
Yes. This whole podcast career was for this episode.
Oh, I'm going to butcher this so bad. It's the Pascagoula, Mississippi. How would you say this? Pascagoula, Mississippi, United States, October 11th, 1973.
Mississippi.
2 shipyard workers, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker, they sound like reliable sources, said they were taken aboard a craft by robotic creatures with claw hands, and they passed a polygraph or recorded privately expressing fear of this incident. I don't know if I believe all this. This one seems like one of the least believable ones because it's like 2 civilians.
Yeah, I mean, it's again like civilians have never interacted with technology like this or ever been in an incident like this. Is so new to them. It's hard to isn't it? What is it like? Witness testimony is the most irreliable,
Yeah, there's like a thing where, like, you know, a professor has someone come in and somebody shoots them, and then they tell everyone to write it down. And 5 of the law students say there were 6 guys. 5 of the law students say there was 1 person.
Yeah.
What color was his hair? How tall was he? Yeah, eyewitness testimony is some of the worst testimony.
100%.
That's why you have to have the like primary source, unrepeatable objective evidence of video or audio.
Yep. And
which now, can we even believe with deep fakes? I don't know. How many times have you watched a movie or watched a reel or something on Instagram, TikTok, and then all of a sudden the lady becomes a spider or a bubble or something now?
Right now, we can tell that there's at least a little bit of AI going on, but I mean, give it like 5 more months, give it 1 more year. Like how undisputable is it going to be that, hey, is this real or is this fake? Have you seen those AI shorts where they like ask, these videos are amazing, but they're like AI prompts. Like, oh, I'm an AI prompt. This is what I think about humans. And it's like, you can't tell that that's a fake video unless they're like telling you directly, oh no, this is just an AI generated video.
Yeah.
So it's getting to that point where, dude, when we're senior citizens, we are going to get tricked.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we make fun of our parents and stuff, being like, how did you not know that guy was a scammer? He's calling from Social Security. Social Security doesn't call you. But then it's like, what are we going to experience and whatnot? So I'm trying to fact check us as we go. That's why I'm on my phone. I'm not texting somebody for those of you who are listening. But we've been ripped for fact checking. So I just want to make sure we get most of this episode right. So you can move on to number 6. I can't.
This is number 6. And we just talked about witness testimony, right? So here's the most famous abduction. And that really kicked off a lot of abductions coming down the road.
Are you going to talk about the Hills?
Yep. Betty and Barney Hill abduction. So this happened in 1961, September 19th, around 10:30 p.m. So the Hills claimed they were abducted by gray aliens. Their case became the first widely publicized alien abduction. Hypnosis revealed detailed descriptions of them being of the beings and medical exams.
See, also, you lose me at the point of hypnosis.
Well, okay, you're right. It's... When you aggregate all the stories together, that abduction stories together, there are common themes. And these people are like, they aren't in contact with each other. They have the same description of these beings. There are apparently like 5 different species of aliens that interact with us. One's the Norwegian, like Norwegian-looking ones that have blonde hair. They look like perfect human beings.
We could get into all the races, the grays.
No. Let me just.
Okay.
I do want to get into it. Well, you know what? Like, let's dedicate a actual podcast to ancient. There's gonna be.
We'll do Ancient Aliens 2. Welcome to Ancient Aliens 1.
Yeah, with like a little bit more information about different species of aliens and like whatnot.
See, what you should do is publish this and call it Ancient Aliens number 6, and then let people be like, where are the first 5? It's like History of the World Part 2.
Area 51 has them.
Yeah, Area 52.
Area 52.
Per the Looney
Dude, there
Tunes
has to
movie
be-
with Brendan Fraser.
This is a side note, but if Area 51 is so like prominent in pop culture, there have to be different areas right now that.
I don't want to say we should breeze over the Hills incident, but I do want to highlight that this all occurred while they were trying to take their honeymoon. They were driving either away from Montreal or towards Montreal.
Yeah.
I believe this happened in upstate New York or New Hampshire.
Well, whatever. I don't know the exact details of that, but I do know there was like a time lapse. So.
Wait, yeah, but they're on their honeymoon. So imagine how many people were like, "How was your honeymoon?" They're like, "Let me tell you."
Oh, another thing. They were the first. So they were interracial marriage too. Did you know about that? Like they're already facing heat. Like,
I'm trying to figure out who their granddaughter is that was on Joe Rogan.
she was
she's very
a MMA. She was.
That's
MMA,
right. Yeah.
And at the end of her, at the end of the podcast. Oh,
By the way, that probably would have been a very important topic to bring up at the beginning.
My
But
grandparents
she clearly didn't want that to be like clickbaity and stuff, and she wanted to bring it up at the end.
Because at the end of the day, it's the grandparents. So you really want to talk about their story, and like you already know the amount of like BS they've gone through.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like have another spotlight put on them. It's like I'm pretty sure back in the day. They hated the exposure that they were getting.
Well, yeah, it's like the Bigfoot incident. The guy that says he has Bigfoot in that one video and stuff, and then AI has enhanced it, and it's clearly shown that it's a gorilla suit person in the video. So, like for that, it has to be so annoying because you have to have people in your family that are like, they're driving to the Hills Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Do not bring this up at the 100%. Thanksgiving." But somebody does, and someone brought it up, and usually you're going to see in your family, half your family's going to believe you, half your family's not.
Yeah, and okay, you have hypnosis. It's already a pseudoscience. You're already facing pressures because of your marriage, and on top of that, it's just like, dude, you just want to go on your honeymoon, and you got abducted and probed by aliens.
I love this headline from CNN, which says Barney and Betty Hill's UFO abduction story was more about racism than it was aliens. That's literally the headline from CNN. But if that tells you that CNN is just a BS news source, I don't know what does.
But it's like,
this is clearly about aliens, CNN. It's not about the racism they encountered.
But it probably didn't help that back in 1961.
No, it didn't help, but I don't think that that's the main motif of the story.
When you're thinking, hey, I got abducted by gray aliens. Oh, is it because you're black or white?
No, it's because you were a very unfortunate predicament. Like you're just the wrong place at the wrong time. I believe too that they had radiation sickness after this. I could be wrong about that, but like there's a lot of people who get abducted and then they come to find out they have radiation poisoning.
Yeah, it's like, again, like that's why we need to do another podcast where we do go like even more in depth with
Ancient Aliens 2.
Stay tuned.
We're gonna have, what we gotta do? We gotta do for Ancient Aliens 2. We gotta buy that dumb wig that guy on Ancient Aliens has, where he's like, aliens. We need to get two of those wigs.
Like what for episode 30 or something?
Yeah, wear suits.
Yeah, 100%. And
that's what we'll do. Episode 30. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Episode 30, we will do Ancient Aliens 2.
Yeah, and then you know what? Yeah, let's brainstorm on like a more concrete plan and everything.
Well, yeah, let's just build the ship as we fly it. Or build the plane as we fly it. God, I'm all over the place. I'm implication and everything. Build the plane as we fly it.
But it's just like, again, with the Betty and Barney Hill abduction, that was the most famous, the abduction. That kind of kicked off all of the other abduction that came down the road too.
The famous abduction, CNN.
Yeah, not the famous racist abduction.
Yes, exactly. They love to throw that in.
Yeah. Okay, so hit us with number 5.
Number 5, which I was violently unprepared for. I was just riffing, baby. Back to the phone. I'm trying to look up stats, and everything's failing me right now. All right, Washington, D.C., the UFO flap. July 12th through the 29th, 1952, mostly late at night or in the early morning over Washington, D.C., radar operators and pilots track fast-moving unidentified objects over restricted airspace. F-94 jets were scrambled but could not catch them. The Air Force blames temperature inversions. See, one of the things about this incident and one of the things about most of the UFO incidents, it reminds me of Will Smith from Men in Black, where his explanation for everything is the swamp gas off of Venus reflected from the moon.
Yeah. It's like those are your like bits that you fall back on when you tell the public. I mean, even back then, it's really recent that we've kind of accepted this into like pop culture that aliens could be a thing. But back then you would be a kook. You would be a kook talking about aliens. Like, it's a very recent phenomenon that we even accept anything that's happening. That there could be other life on other planets.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to say that we're like a modern civilization just now coming to realization that we're not alone.
Yeah, but it being in the nation's capital, that's like the biggest thing about this is like literally it's supposed to be in the most restricted airspace in the world, scrambled by the most high-tech jets of the time, which must look to, if aliens exist, like we're basically monkeys with hammers.
Yeah, and okay, so with this incident, they
start of Space Odyssey 2001. Hold on, wait. What do you tell an alien that's coming into your district without your permission?
Get out.
No. You tell them, we're not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
What the fuck?
That's from Men in Black. It's ripped towards the line. It's one of my favorite lines from Men in Black. We're not, you say it. We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
All right.
So with this incident, another crazy part about it was that these crafts were right above the White House. Mm-hmm. So that's what kind of made it even crazier that people could see. Like, what is it? This formation happening.
This must be why Donald Trump put in those flagpoles to prevent the aliens.
It makes sense now. Yeah, put up fences
We're
too.
very close to Alex Jones' tinfoil hat. We should have had tinfoil hats for this. We didn't think this out, Chad.
See, we're still building the aircraft.
Thanks for sticking with us, Lucky Lotus, X, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, TikTok.
All of us shout out, and we still have to shout out like the subscribers.
Spotify, Apple, Overcast.
Overcast or Overwatch?
You just really, the way that you say Blue Sky and Truth Social is how I'm going to say Overcast from now on.
Okay. How about Only Toes? We talk about it every pod.
Yeah, we do. That's our big joke.
Yeah. The inside little, if you guys have been keeping up with us, you would know we talk about Only Toes every
We're going to plug
podcast.
this again. Whoever comes up with the best comment of what our viewers should be called, like our fans, we are going to use that for the rest of the time. So I think it should be Lotus Eaters. If it's funny and it makes fun of us, we will still go with it.
100%. It's chat. You decide.
This is someone on their keyboard's like, I'll tell you what you call your fans, morons.
This is a democratic podcast, so
we're gonna let mob rule. The top comment for the people that we have that is not something just crazy. Yeah. Please make sure that it is politically correct.
SEO friendly.
Yeah. Please put it in Grok and make sure it's SEO friendly for us.
But okay, so that was that incident.
We're also going to get you a PS5, not you guys, the chat, not the subscribers, the aliens. If the aliens come on the pod, we will get them a PS5.
And we keep telling them there's no PS5. Did you see that one person commented, "I'm your biggest fan. Give me a PS5."
I feel bad for them. If you got to listen to the episode, that a PS5 will financially break us. I will Joe Exotic not recover from the PS5. All right, hit us with your number.
Okay, so this is a really famous incident. Okay, so number 4, the Roswell incident.
Well, you're getting all the good ones. This is BS. You wanted the even ones.
No, you chat. Look back at the video. Who said what? No, okay.
Yeah, this is gaslighting at its finest.
Yeah, I mean, what the government's doing to us right now with the Epstein
This
case.
is no propulsion, anti-gravity gaslighting.
Yeah, we ran out of fuel rods. Okay, so Roswell incident, July 7th, 1947, happened in the evening in Roswell, New Mexico. An object crashed on a ranch. The Army first said it was a recovered flying disc, then retracted it, claiming it was a weather balloon. Conspiracy theories suggest it was an alien craft with recovered bodies. So it's there's another. Let me clap.
I have to go on a limb here while you look this up. We're not going to clap. We're not going to edit this out. One of the weirdest things I've ever heard as a theory for Roswell, that this was actually a small person cosmonaut that was sent, that they believe was one of the first people to travel into space. Like those people that have audio recordings of like dogs or humans burning up in space that tried to get into space. One of the theories is that it was revealed to, I believe, Bill Clinton, that this was a small person cosmonaut that had crashed, and the body was so mangled in like what was a new age spacesuit that everyone thought it was an alien.
So I mean, dude, that's crazy. That is actually crazy to think that it could be a Russian cosmonaut.
Dude, that's so crazy, but that would make so much sense if that was true.
Yeah.
Say from Occam's razor perspective, this is one of the weirder things, and I have to say it's not the simplest solution. So I don't believe it's a solution to the Roswell problem, but it's very interesting to think that this was the biggest secret Bill Clinton was covering up.
So when were the nukes dropped? Do you remember?
No, but I can tell you Bill Clinton wasn't good at cleanup.
Okay, so
all right, when were the nukes dropped? They were dropped during World War II.
Yeah, so this was awesome. But like, what was it?
Are you asking me the year? You need to be very specific with the questions you ask me. What was the year?
Because this is like really all these like incidents or these.
All right, let's guess the year since we don't know.
1941.
I think it's 1942. I'm gonna Price is Right you.
Here we go.
Without going.
But the reason I brought up the nukes incidents is that like, we really started observing a lot more crafts after we started working on nuclear technology and like exploding these bombs. It could be that same theory we had earlier, like, wow, these hairless apes have like, they have a pocket sun they can drop on each other. Which are probably like
that's one of the top things that people say is like after the nukes happened, this started to become more prevalent.
Yeah.
They wanted to explore the nuclear area. They're like, these guys move from aerosol deodorant straight to nukes. We got to do something about this.
Because like, what was it? The Wright brothers, they flew their first aircraft in like 1907 or something.
All right, we were both wrong. It's 1945.
1945, and this happened in 47. So it was in 19 when let's look this up too.
What are you looking up right now so I can clear the airspace? The Wright brothers flew in, I believe, 1861. No, that's not right. I think it's like 1912.
Yeah.
Is it 1912?
1903. Dude.
Okay, well, we're all over the place. We're just looking things up and telling you we're wrong. Okay. This one's really off the rails.
Yeah, okay, so 1903 is when they flew in a propeller, like, BS aircraft. God, dude.
1864.
1776.
How do you think they got such good videos of the battlefields in the Civil War?
Well, my point before we time travel.
Well, if they didn't
if time is relative, it could have been 1861, dude.
If they didn't have planes, how did they film the opening credits of the movie Sahara with Matthew McConaughey?
Dude, another reference that flew over my head.
Someone out there, if you don't appreciate these movie references, someone please tell me you're getting these movie references. Don't think
it's legitimately I don't. I need to increase my body of work that I can reference.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
So let me get back to the 1903. Why I brought this up. It was, you know what, if we're doing this, when was...
we're both also trying not to just burst out into canned laughter right now.
When was a jet plane first?
All right, I'm going to give you 3 questions that I've got about Roswell. Did an extraterrestrial... did an alien spacecraft...
Yeah.
I can't quit laughing. Did an alien space crash actually crash, or was it something more, or was it something less?
What? Ask that question again.
Did an alien spacecraft actually crash, or was it something more, or was it something less? What
the question is that, dude?
Was it a small cosmonaut,
or was it an actual?
Was it actually just someone that was on like a suicide? You have to imagine that some of these like aliens that crash. Should there be aliens? There has to be like a running joke about these aliens that have crashed that were so stupid to crash.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you want to know what a running joke is? Actually, I can tell you this. Mm-hmm. So there have been theories that these gray aliens are actually like genetic clones that have been duplicated multiple times. Because you have to understand, these motherfuckers have crashed a lot.
So like, it's all the same person? They're just like a fun guy, like in a petri dish?
Basically, it's like you do enough copies, you become like you get errors in the copies and they're crashing. Like you have to think like you're so advanced that you're like actually.
Brijesh is equating alien life to music, where it sounds really good live, it sounds a little bit less good on a record, and then it sounds terrible on CD.
No, because we talked about the Virginia, Brazil incident, right? Mm-hmm. These alien crafts, they crash landed, and then they sent a rescue team to come get them, dude. Like you gotta check into HQ, like, oh, Bob did it again.
Oh yeah, they like clip his tail or something. They're like, oh, Bob owes us beers.
Oh my God, there we go. That's the second one this month. But,
Okay.
yeah.
If the alien bodies were recovered, what did they do with them?
You really want to know?
Some suggest that there's lack of concrete evidence with these, but some suggest like, are they floating in like every movie in like a petri dish?
Well, if you want a real answer, like what you and I, Occam's razor, what you and I would do with it. So if we have a recovered body, of course, put it in a petri dish and start examining it. But they didn't even have technology to go like research that. Like you can only look at the organs and whatever. You don't have the specific technology that's even developed to like examine their genetic code. But of course, it's like a scientific. It's a scientific discovery of the century that you have a foreign, you have a being that's not from this earth supposedly, and you get to see extraterrestrial life. Okay. Can I get back to
what if they opened up these bodies and inside the alien was just another little alien?
Dude, they're having incidents.
Like the Men in Black guys that are controlling the people that are like this big.
You know what's crazy? As we're doing this, the Nazi...
Write that down.
No. Okay.
If you think about it, we're kind of Van Wilder and you're Taj.
Listen. And again, a reference that flew. Okay, have you heard about a Nazi... we're all over the place right now. Nazi spacecraft that they had? It was shaped like a bell.
I did see that where they were trying to achieve space travel and stuff. That's on like the Nazis' secret weapons and stuff on the History Channel.
And there was one other incident. Oh my God, dude! And I just like.
All right.
No.
Last question I'm going to ask you about Roswell, and then you can riff as long as you want on this, big boy. Why was there a government cover up? Was it that, like, think about if you made a T-chart and the pros of telling everyone there's aliens versus the cons of telling everyone there's aliens in the 1900s have to be astronomically weighted on the cons of telling people there are aliens. Because we already seen that for War of the Worlds with Orson Welles, where they tell everyone there's aliens as a joke on the radio. People start killing themselves. They have anxiety.
Yeah. You have social upheaval at a level that's unheard of. That your whole paradigm is shifted. People that have seen alien aircrafts say they come away from it with like a sense of, not a sense of dread, but just a sense of like, there's so many answers. Like, your life is already hard enough. You have to pay taxes. And then you realize
the worst part is you saw an ancient alien or you saw an alien and you had to clock back into work and pretend like it didn't happen to your boss. Like, that's great. Can you cover Friday?
Yeah. Like, hey, your IRS is like auditing you. By the way, so you're telling me there's intergalactic aliens too? Yeah.
Well, if there's intergalactic aliens, there's got to be intergalactic tax collectors.
That's another theory too. Like, you're right. When Orson Welles did that famous radio broadcast, it like caused a lot of people to commit suicide.
Could it have been like a soft, like a lot of things that they talk about on, we're just going to say Joe Rogan again, because he's one of the top alien people that gives facts about aliens, or experts, they say, that come on there. Or you can think it's all BS, whatever you think. But he's saying that they've had several people on that say, this is, if they gave you the whole story up front, your mind would basically explode and it would be a huge paradigm shift.
100%.
But if they give it to you little by little, oh, we got a shoe. Oh, we found the crab.
Like now, like there was a running meme. It's like, what part of the movie are we in now? Oh, this is when the aliens come. Like now it's like more accepted. If aliens did come, I think it would be accepted in a more, it'd be more acceptable is what I'm trying to say.
All right. 1 minute. Wrap up this Roswell thing.
Okay. Roswell, it happened. And
good God, man.
Here's the thing. The reason I brought up the Wright brothers, 1903, we're flying these crappy propeller planes, but by 1939 we have jet like powered airplanes. Some people say that like this alien technology, like it's like helped us move light years ahead in technology.
I thought you told me the Wright brothers was 1864.
You told me that, dude. I got that.
You know, it's funny you say that. Number 3, the Foo Fighters during World War II incident. This is where the band, the Foo Fighters, gets its name. Between 1941 and 1945, various night missions over the European and Pacific theaters, Allied pilots reported glowing orbs flying alongside their aircraft, often mimicking movements and appearing to be intelligent. Pilots dubbed them Foo Fighters. Neither side claimed responsibility, though, for these said Foo Fighters.
Cool.
That's all you have to say about that? You want to talk about Roswell, big boy?
It's like I'm trying to like this. We can dig really deep into this subject. Like it's like for episode 30. Like if we can like game plan like an actual.
Who's gonna be there for episode 30?
all our 200 followers. So, or by then, I think we'll be at like at least 600,
a billion. There'll be a billion people.
Billion. But I'm actually like, if we have a concrete agenda of how to do this, we could dig really deep into this.
You know, it'd be the most ironic thing that the aliens start an intergalactic battle with humans before we could release this podcast.
Oh, that would be ironic. But do you know what 40K is? 40K
No.
Warhammer? Mm-mm. So it's set in a time.
Oh, Warhammer? Yeah, I know what that is.
So, dude, it's just like, some people have to be just itching, like, come on, attack us, please attack us, because it's apparently those humans, they hate any other race, alien race out there, and they all collectively like come together because of their hate.
That is a good topic though to think about. Do you think the hate and everything would dissipate in the world if aliens existed and they were an adversary for the world, or do you think like China would pick sides with the aliens, or the U.S. would pick sides with the aliens, or there's multiple races that are funding each of the nations? Or does it turn into the big South Park Space Cash episode?
Could be that. It could more likely be that. Because I'm just thinking.
So he's seen that, chat.
No, I haven't seen that.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm sorry, dude.
You have to watch all this before we have the next space episode.
I did not have cable. But I'm thinking, okay, what you said about that dynamic, aliens picking countries and then boosting them or whatever.
Well, think about it. Like, do you think you could get everyone on board against the aliens? And I just don't think you can.
I 100% think you can, because I think at the end of the day, our genetic data that we share, we're like 99.99%, not 9. Okay, don't fact check me on this.
But I'm saying,
but we're so similar. I think we all have this, like, I'm not saying humans are hateful, but if you have a common goal or a common enemy, it does wonders to bring people together.
Well, yeah, but this is kind of the conversation about like who would want to survive the end of the world. You would think like I would want to survive the end of the world. Yeah. I don't care what it looks like. I don't want to die. But there are people out there that I bet would be like, well, whatever the aliens want to do, we'll do it.
Well, I mean, I think Pacific Rim would be a great example of what would happen if like a common threat came out of nowhere. They all, like, even though they're still like they're in distinct countries, they have a union basically of like alien fighters. I think it would be something like that, but that eventually, if this if this problem persisted, I think eventually it would become one world government. Because I think that could be a great. You would be surprised.
What if we were so stupid that there was an intergalactic government and we have to achieve something very similar to the South Park episode, where they achieve warp speed drive, and then they reveal that there is a world government or a universal government, like very similar to like Star Wars, where they have a council and there's representatives from each world, and you go to that
like a little threshold,
right? But we're so stupid, or we haven't achieved an invention that makes us worthy of joining that no one can interact with us. So we're basically voyeuring them the same way that the humans today voyeur uncontacted tribes.
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time, those uncontacted tribes, we dropped a Starlink.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is, like, for those uncontacted tribes, if I took a drone show and made a human face that had microphones on it, it would look like we had aliens.
I mean, that's why we referred to earlier, these spacecrafts that they've recovered, called them donations, kind of could be like a stepping stone for us to kind of get to the next level, that this is possible, that this could be next. And it's just like getting our minds open to that point that, like, hey, I guess it comes as contingent on like our perspective broadening and then taking the necessary leaps for technology to grow to catch up to that. But I don't think there's an intergalactic alliance, because
I think what we need to do is put something at the very beginning of this episode and say you need to get really high to watch this episode.
Yeah, we do. We 100%.
All right, we're going to talk about the two like farthest back in history elements of alien encounters and their reported behavior and whatnot. We're just going to hit us with number 2, and then we'll wrap it up with number 1. And then we're going to talk about some biblical and Hindu implications.
So are we talking about like the ones we...
Number 2.
Oh, the list that we just...
Yes.
Did? Okay.
The list that we're still in the middle of this podcast recording that you seem to forget that you're the evens and I'm the odds.
Aurora, Texas UFO crash. April 17, 1897. Happened at 6 a.m. approximately. An unidentified flying object reportedly crashed into a windmill. Oh my god!
Now these are pretty.
Aliens are not smart.
But these are pretty wild. These are pretty wild
because it's
Because these aren't reported. There's no way they took a picture of this at this time.
And it's like a working theory. What we talked about. These are like.
Go on. Finish this.
I don't know if I should say this word, but it could be. So an unidentified flying object reportedly crashed into a windmill. Locals claimed a small humanoid body was found and buried in the cemetery. Some view this as a pre-Roswell incident. Okay, so my thoughts on this.
My thoughts are you say windmill very weird. You say windmill. Windmill. But you're saying you sound like you're saying windmill, but it's windmill.
I am saying windmill. Oh my god.
Windmill.
How do you say it?
Windmill.
Windmill. Oh my god, I would say windmill.
A mill that is driven by wind.
Okay, so again, do you really, I'll see if I have to cut that part out. But
just keep going for Christ's sakes.
But here's the thing: it's just again, dude, who's hiring these aliens, man? Like, can anyone
hiring them?
Can anyone become a pilot? Like, you crash into a windmill.
Brijesh thinks that they are independent 1099 contractors of the galaxy.
Because it's gotta be like, what? How embarrassing!
Are these the H1 in visa people?
Yeah, like, does anyone get the job? Like, can anyone
They've
sign up for
outsourced this to the Philippines of the galaxy?
Yeah, like, okay, so my thing is, you're so out of the job. You crashed
dude, if you die on Earth, you're getting fired, man.
Dude, like that's how tall are these windmills? Like, they're not even that tall. Like, these are not like skyscrapers.
They're probably between like 30 and 60 feet, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess not that big. Probably like 20 to 30 feet.
But you have a thing that can go faster than light, and you're like, okay, whatever. My thing is, like, of course, this could be real. This couldn't be real. Really hard to prove. But they reported on it, and it's just like what's going on?
Number one, the Battle of Nuremberg. April 14th, 1561, morning around dawn is what it said, because this is 1561.
Yeah.
Residents witnessed celestial phenomenon in the skies of tubes, crosses, spheres, flying objects fighting in the air. A woodcut by Hans Glaser depicted the scene, later interpreted by some as an alien aerial battle.
Kind of hard not to give.
But like, imagine you were like, I saw this, I must inscribe it on a piece of wood.
But it wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't just one person. It was like 600 people that saw this, and it was like it was chalked off to. Is it chalked off? Chalked off to. Am I saying that right?
I don't know what you're saying.
Like it was like chalked.
I think it's chalk it up too.
Yeah, it was chalked.
Okay. What are you saying? Chalked off.
Okay. It was it was chalked up to like mass. Basically, mass. People just didn't know what they're talking about. They were hysterical. Like, dude, 600 people are gonna blame.
This will be our most giggly episode we've ever had.
But it's just like, how are you gonna say 600 people are like hysterical? What's going on?
I'm just scratching my beard.
I thought that was cute. Was that cute?
My God, no, I'm just trying to exist in my own elemental plane.
My bad. Okay, so it was chalked off to mass misinterpretation of an event.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm glad we got through that.
Yeah.
We're going to move into the biblical references. I'm going to read all 5 of mine. We're going to talk about it. Then Brijesh is going to read all 5 of his Hindu ones, and then we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to wrap this up with what is your favorite alien movie?
And our subscriber lottery.
Tell them about it.
I'll tell them about it later, dude. I gotta.
Okay, I'll tell you about the subscriber lottery.
Never. I'll do it. I'll do it. So we're running. We're running a lottery between our 1,000 subscribers. Like, whoever. Oh my God, how am I messing this up? There's an active lottery going on right now. So once we hit our 1,000 subscriber, we're gonna pick between our 1,000 subscribers, and we're gonna take them to a dinner at Bass Pro Shop and have them on the podcast. So like and subscribe and help us grow.
I'm like Bert Kreischer falling apart on this podcast.
Don't say Bert Kreischer, dude. Knock on wood, we never become like Bert Kreischer. But yes, I know his laugh is unbearable.
Yes, our 1,000 subscriber, we will have dinner with you, or we will ship you baby back barbecue ribs from Memphis, Tennessee, from Rendezvous, the world-class barbecue ribs.
Via FedEx.
If you die by an alien, there will be Rendezvous ribs in heaven.
Waiting for you at your doorstep. Okay, so hit us
hold on, time out. The way that you just described the subscriber contest, sounds like we're going to draft them.
Yeah, to our
It sounds like it's
war.
conscription.
You know, it could be. It's like
What if the worst part is? What if we get to the 1,000 subscriber and they're like, "Nah, I'm good."
No, it's like we go to the second.
We just go. So we talked about this too. I think for our 500th subscriber, we're going to try and make contact with everybody. We're going to try and make contact with all of it. Yes, and we're going to record it.
Okay.
And we're just going to tell every one of our subscribers or followers on all social media, we're going to call you on there. We're going to call you one time, and we're just going to tell you good night.
Yeah. Do you imagine on Instagram we'd actually call
you? Hey, these are the guys from Lucky Lotus. That's the podcast you subscribe to. We just wanted to tell you good night.
Yeah, good night, and thank you for your patronage. That'd be awesome.
We'll have questions like,
our ads.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll record them at the end. You could just splice them in, big boy.
That's too much. Let's just do the ads right now.
All right, let's do the ads right now.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Okay, so
should we read them at the same time?
Yeah, they would love that.
Are you ready?
3, 2, 1. Call WCWS Law Firm today. Our expert attorneys are here to make the process smooth and stress-free with services like settling estates, managing wills, resolving disputes, handling trust, and guiding you through every legal detail. Based right here in the heart of Memphis, we're your local probate pros. Reach us at 901-523-1844 or visit WCWSlaw.com now. And I bet they...
Man, that was a perfect ad read. Let's give it up. Let's get a round of applause.
Luke's going to be representing Intergalactic.
Yeah. We'll get sued by the aliens. All right, we've got another ad read from local realtor Vincent Smith at Remax Experts. For all your real estate needs, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, or you need to move out of your current pad in exchange for a change of scenery, Vince is a lifelong Memphis area native, licensed in Tennessee and Mississippi. He can help you navigate the tricky market like an expert. Call Vince, your trusted friend. Real estate today, 901-240-8274. Anytime. He will treat you like family and take great care of you. I do want to say, if you don't have a realtor, please reach out to Vince. They're about to probably cut the interest rates as soon as they do the snip snap on Jerome Powell.
There we go. And what's the socials?
No, but I can find it now that you brought it up, Brijesh. I'm glad you put me on the spot.
I made a banner. I made a banner.
Well, you might as well keep the entire ad read going while I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through our numerous videos. I
got his name right.
I have it is Vincent Smith _ Mid-South Homes, all one word. Vincent Smith _ Mid-South Homes.
Check them out.
I want to tell everyone I'm having burps. I'm having hiccups. I'm coughing.
These are nicotine hiccups too.
These are bad, Chad. Yeah. I am sweating right now. All right,
we're blowing through this. We got this.
Yeah, we're really blowing through this. Is a good
blowing.
We're really blowing right through
whatever this is. These are training wheels for our next alien podcast or conspiracy podcast that we do. This is a training. This is our testing ground.
I've shown Brijesh a picture that will never see the light of day.
Who did that?
And we won't tell anyone on the podcast because this is great podcasting what this is.
Oh my God, dude.
I can't find okay, we're gonna have to cut this.
Okay. That part specifically?
Yeah, I need to find I texted it to myself.
What, the 5?
Yeah, hold on.
You just
Yeah, okay. And when we come back and we cut this, I need you to go like this. Like double finger point. There you go.
Why?
It's just a thing.
Okay.
I like it. Shit, it scrolled back all the way to the top. Scroll back like 100 weeks.
I'll just be doing this the whole time. Holy shit. Did it really? You want to look it up?
No, I got it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thanks for tuning back into the Ancient Aliens episode 1. We're going to be talking about 5 biblical references that people believe could be linked to aliens in the Bible. Starting with number 1, Ezekiel's vision. Ezekiel 1, verse 4 through 28. Ezekiel describes a vision of a whirlwind from the north, a fiery cloud, 4 human creatures with unusual faces, human, lion, ox, eagle, and a wheel within a wheel, sparkling. And the creatures moved swiftly, and the vision was otherworldly. It cited that the wheels sometimes were radiant beings.
Cool.
What do you think about that? That's a big thing they talk about, a wheel within a wheel.
That's from the book of Enoch, right?
No, that is from the book of Ezekiel, which I just said at the very beginning of this.
Okay, well, you're the expert on the Bible, so.
All right, another example that people believe may be tied to aliens would be the Star of Bethlehem, which did not move while they were on their way. That was the shining star of where they should go for the birthplace of Christ the King.
There we go. Shout out.
If you've ever used a telescope, the part of this is, it would somewhat move, like the stars at night move as the Earth rotates. They're not moving. The Earth is moving.
Okay, so even in daylight.
Right, but if they're following the star, it would be astronomical that it would be under the exact same thing. People could say it's a miracle. I'm just mentioning that this is a theory that is out there. One of the most popular ones is Elijah's ascension in 2 Kings 2, chapter 2, verse 11.
There we go.
Elijah is taken into heaven in a chariot of fire with horses of fire during a whirlwind. The fiery chariot and whirlwind are sometimes imagined as a spacecraft or an advanced vehicle. And this goes back to the thing I was saying about Greek mythology. That is just the best way he possibly could have described it.
100%. Like, you have no other context to describe it.
And then we'll talk about the angelic beings and heavenly visions. In Revelation 4 describes angels and cherubim and seraphim, or multiple wings.
Is it cherubim or cherub?
No, it's cherubim. You can look at it. Cherubim.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why.
I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Multiple wings, eyes, and unusual forms. And this is cited as a non-human appearance of abilities and extraterrestrial beings. And then the last one is probably something that you have heard of, Brijesh, which is the Nephilim.
Oh, yes.
Yes, which is the breed of
Anunnaki.
hybrid humans and
angels,
sons of God that bred together, that made mighty men, or they're described as giants. Some theorize that these were extraterrestrials interbreeding with humans, creating hybrid offspring. So what do you think about all that?
Okay, so what I think about the last part specifically, because that can also go into the myth of Gilgamesh too, because he was 2/3 God and 1/3 man. And it's like, that's the most ancient story that we have. That kind of delves into Anunnaki. Let me write that down. That could be fun to talk about. Anunnaki.
Jesus, Brijesh.
When we're talking to you. See, this is how you know the podcast has been going on for a while.
People are going to think that's you on the audio.
Oh, it was me. But the Nephilim, like, described them as a race of giants and whatever. It's close to like what we call demigods in Greek mythology, close to what Gilgamesh was. Like, he had extraterrestrial, or he had heavenly, like godly blood in him, as well as like human.
Right, but it's weird in like Greek mythology and other mythologies of different religions and different cultures of the past that they all seem to describe giants, but we've never found a giant skeleton.
I mean, giant to like them could be just a normal like a basketball player in the NBA to us.
That's
right
true.
Now. You know, because like back then, like you're 5'3", 5'4", and you see somebody like 6'6".
Right, or they talk about Goliath, but then they had that guy Robert I can't think of his name. The guy that was like 8'11". That died.
Who is it? Geronimo?
No, I just said his name. I'll look up his name, but you can start with your Hindu references.
Okay, so my Hindu references from the Vedas. So the first one that's probably most popular are the Vimanas, which are the flying machines. So these are found in a Ramayana. How am I missing this? Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Vimik Shastra.
That sounds correct to me.
Okay, so these were basically flying chariots used by the gods, capable of changing shape, glowing, and traveling long distances. And this was basically a resemblance of an aircraft or spaceship, interpreted by some as ancient knowledge of aviation or extraterrestrial tech. There was advanced weaponry in the Mahabharata. It's basically like, okay, they had catastrophic weapons like the Brahmastra. Oh yeah, the Brahmastra, dude. Okay, basically this was like an OG weapon that was the strong, like it could destroy, like it could vanquish all enemies. And the way they described these, okay, so this is a little bit of knowledge that I do have on it.
Okay.
So the weapons they had back then, they depicted them as like arrows, and you would basically like pray to it, and it would like transform into a weapon that you wanted. When fired, like say like your one arrow becomes 1,000, or this one arrow becomes like a laser beam or something. But basically the way it was depicted, like there was extraordinary powers in these weapons, and they were able to, I mean, the same way the Ark of the Covenant described in the Bible where they would use the ark to like clear away whole swaths of armies. It was just like they would have to wear these pads to like nowadays, like when you get an X-ray, you have to wear pads to like shield you from the X-rays. They would say like the Ark of the Covenant, if you opened the box, you would be killed instantly. And they would use the same energy in the Ark to destroy their enemies. Same thing here. These weapons were so catastrophic, and they were tried to like kind of depict them in like what kind of weapons they had back then were swords, arrows, or spheres and things like that. The Brahmastra was the most catastrophically strong weapon that they had that could vanquish all enemies. But
I have this tallest person thing that I just want to throw out, and then you can keep riffing on the Hindu references to possibly ancient aliens.
Yep.
So Robert Waldo was 8 feet 11 inches, is what I said. He was born in Alton, Illinois. Okay, so had gigantism, and so he would have been 8 feet 11 inches. And so I looked up in the Bible, according to Samuel 1:17, it said that Goliath stood 6 cubits and a span, so approximately 9 feet 9 inches. However, when they go to the Dead Sea Scrolls, it was referenced that this would probably be closer to 6'9". So you're right. That's what you're saying is anyone that's above 6 feet would be a giant.
Yeah, because like back then you're malnutrition, like you're.
But we know a human being can exist on this planet at 8'11", which would absolutely be a giant even in modern times.
Yeah, in our modern athletics, dude, NBA specifically, like you're considered short if you're like 6 foot, right?
Shout out Zach Eady.
Shout out. Okay, so number 3, the Devas and Asuras. They were basically cosmic beings. They were non-human entities, gods and demons with immense power, traveling between realms on flying vehicles, wielding advanced weapons. Wide-sighted, viewed by some as ancient depictions of extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings. You know that little note you were talking about earlier? Like China or U.S.? Like why wouldn't aliens back them? You're right. Like why wouldn't you have a specific pocket of humans and you say there is some like the Anunnaki myth that some random planet in some other like solar system said, hey, that Earth is mine. Even though we've never seen this being, but they claimed the whole territory. Why couldn't it be that like some aliens claimed certain regions as their own, interacted with them, and then we depict them to the best of our own knowledge as like gods and whatever, even though they're just there's extraterrestrial beings cosplaying as gods.
Yeah, or like, why wouldn't you pick your favorite? Like, if you had a lot of the litter, just like you're picking a puppy, why wouldn't you pick different cultures in the world to just be like, okay, I'm going to be their god?
Because there's a lot of consistencies when it comes to these like these heavenly beings that come down. So number 4, Krishna's universal form. What's described as Krishna reveals as a radiant, infinite cosmic form to Arjuna, overwhelming and multidimensional. Why is that interpreted as a vision of higher dimensional or alien consciousness beyond human understanding? I do have a little bit of backstory to this.
Okay.
So Arjuna was on his way to like kill his brothers. That was his cousins and brothers that were deemed to be unfit to rule. And this was ordered or like decreed by God. And his chariot driver was Krishna, but he had taken the form of a chariot driver. And when he was crying to Krishna saying, hey, like, well, I don't want to kill my brothers, he basically took on this form of a godly being, said, it's not up to you to question what like God's dictate of you. And like
did he kill his brother?
He killed all of them. They were like these were not nice people. Like it's just still like if you're a godly being, why can't you like put democracy into play, talk it out? There are other ways to go about it. But basically, it's that story, Job, right? Mm-hmm. When he asked God, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, why is this going? Like, who are you to ask me what I do and what I am? Like, I created everything. I've done everything. It is not your place to question anything I do. Same little story to Arjuna too. That hey, like
just going through trials and tribulations.
Like you do, you're basically saying,
just keep doing it.
Just like shut your mouth. And basically what he's saying. But
yeah, which like the whole story of Job is just wild because it's like a bet between the devil and God, being like, when can I break this man?
Yeah, and dude, it's wild to think. It's like I mean, I don't want to get too offensive or to get into like
too sacrilegious
with it, but it's just, I guess it is kind of like demeaning too. Like,
it's just kind of one of those things that you question about religious texts. Like everyone has questions about the religious text.
You're right. Like,
and then the number one thing that's back is, who are we to question it?
And it's just like, if you've had your whole family ripped from you in the most horrific ways, or you're told to do a task that you're killing your own blood, the questions come up.
Is that all you have over there?
Number 5. Samdura Mathanan, Churning of the Ocean. So this is from Bhagavad Purna and Vishnu Purna. Devas and Asuras so Devas are the heavenly beings, Asuras are demons. They churn the cosmic ocean using Mount Mandara as the serpent of I'm so messing this up. Producing celestial objects and beings. The scale of the mechanics would resemble cosmic engineering or collaboration among advanced entities. It's like basically like how you had in Prometheus, you had those engineers that came in and they like made life on Earth. Basically, kind of similar. Not actually nothing similar to that, but there's no way similar to that. But basically, it's just like the divine interplay of godly beings, be it heavenly or be it demonic. That like their interaction, like their churning of their interactions, create these beings, like the lesser beings that come from it, animals, humans, everything else. That's on number 5. We're cooking right now.
I loved how you made your way through this and gave up on one of your takes about Prometheus midway through your take. Like you were just like, I think LeBron. You know what? LeBron's not the best. Like that's what you just did.
MJ.
So we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in to Ancient Aliens 1. We promise Ancient Aliens 2 will be far more polished and we will not get the giggles.
Yeah, but this was a test run.
We have to test. We got to say, what is your favorite alien movie of all time? And we will wrap this up.
Ooh, my favorite alien movie is, oh my God.
Or space, just aliens or space.
You tell us. You tell me yours, because this is oh my God.
I like Men in Black. I grew up on Men in Black. I love Men in Black. Men in Black is a movie that was with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. There's been like 5 of them now. I can't keep up. I'm not going to watch it. I watched the one with the Hemsworth brother, and it was not good. But it's a solid flick. If you haven't seen Men in Black 1, start with that one. Then go to Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3.
My favorite movie, and I don't know why you didn't say Event Horizon.
I have never seen that movie.
You haven't seen that movie? Mm-mm. You got to watch that movie.
I will watch Event Horizon. Is that the one where they have the spinning like orbs and stuff?
No. Okay. So this is...
If anyone knows what movie that is, I'm talking about where they have the spinning structures and whatnot, and it blows up, and they're like, oh, we have one on the other side of the planet. That's the movie I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called.
So let me just give you a little brief description of the movie. So it's about okay. So this is in the future when you have starships that are.
Well, don't spoil it for me.
Okay. Basically, dude, it's a horror alien film. A starship goes missing. They have to go rescue the starship. They're using a black hole. I can't even talk about this movie, but I really
right. Okay, let me watch it and we'll talk about it on episode 2. But it's like, 2.
Dude, this is okay. You're a big movie guy. Paul Wes Anderson. He directed this movie.
Okay, who is in the movie?
Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, and Kathleen Quinlan.
Okay, I like Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, it blows your mind by the end because it's scariest. Like,
okay, I will check it out and we will review Event Horizon we will talk about Event Horizon.
Okay, tell you what, if you like Event Horizon, we'll watch Attack on Titan.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. For the next episode, one of us will be in a tinfoil hat and one of us will be in the wig of the guy from Ancient Aliens.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question.
I will try to watch Attack on Titan.
Okay, but if you like Event Horizon, then you know that my...
Okay, what if I don't like Event Horizon?
Then you don't have to watch Attack on...
Okay.
No, actually, no, you still have to watch Attack on Titan.
All right.
Okay, so this has been episode unknown.
Unknown, just like Ancient Aliens. Do they exist? Sound off in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Lucky Lotus FM podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
there we go.
YouTube. Ring that bell.
And thank y'all for tuning in. And don't forget about our subscriber
Apple
contest.
Podcast.
Only toes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Y'all
have a good
night. Bye. Oh, my God. How did we do that? That was awesome.
I don't know, man.